Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a huge question that's buzzing all through the tech world, one that really gets to the heart of how we protect our digital lives, not just now, but for years to come. Okay, so let's just dive right in, because the way this question is framed, well, that's actually the most important part of the whole conversation. It sounds simple, right? But it hides a ton of assumptions about what cybersecurity even is. The source material just puts it perfectly here. Asking about replacement completely misses the point of how this technology actually works and where its real power is. It's not about just swapping out one thing for another. So to really unpack this, we're going to break it down into 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with the replacement myth itself, then we'll look at how AI is already on the job, we'll talk about the all-important human factor, then the scary part, the attacker's AI, and finally, we'll land on the real difference between tasks and accountability. First up, let's deconstruct what people actually mean when they throw around the word replacement. It's such a loaded term, and we really need to break it down. When you dig into it, it's usually one of 3 things. People are either asking, can we just get rid of the human analysts? Or can we get rid of all our complex software for one single magic AI tool? Or, and this is the most optimistic one, can AI just, replace the bad outcomes like breaches and risk altogether? And this right here, this just brilliantly illustrates the core of the issue. The key thing to get is that AI is an absolute monster at replacing repetitive work and shrinking the time it takes to make a decision. But it completely falls on its face when it comes to things like accountability, understanding business context, or making a nuanced human judgment call. So let's get practical. Let's see where this is already happening in the real world. Because AI isn't some sci-fi concept anymore. It's already taking over very specific jobs on cybersecurity teams right now. It's taking on the really soul-crushing work. I'm talking about triaging thousands of alerts a day by grouping them together, finding the one weird pattern in petabytes of logs, automatically sorting out malware from phishing attempts, and helping teams figure out which of the thousands of vulnerabilities they should actually patch first. Now, this analogy is just perfect. It captures the reality of these tools so well. See, AI isn't a magic wand. It makes a lot of noise, a lot of beeps, but its ability to sift through all that noise to find the one critical signal, the one real threat, that's absolutely invaluable. But this brings us to the biggest limitation, right? It's the parts of security that have nothing to do with code or logs or alerts. It's the human side of the job. And this slide just nails it. The core difference is this. AI is for managing the sheer, mind-boggling scale of the data, but humans are for managing the incredibly high-stakes decisions that come from that data. Just think about it for a second. An AI can't decide if a critical security fix is worth halting production and totally tanking the quarterly revenue. It can't lead a crisis call with the legal team and PR at 2 in the morning. And it sure as heck can't fix a company culture where people keep clicking on phishing links. The source gives us this fantastic line. AI has all the raw data. Sure, it can do the math, but it has 0 situational awareness, no leadership, no context for what's actually needed in a real crisis. Okay, and now for the big twist. This isn't just a one-sided chat about how the good guys can use AI, because you can bet everything you have that the attackers are using it too. They're using AI to write phishing emails that are hyper-realistic, perfectly grammatical, and tailored to their targets. They're generating new versions of malware so fast it's hard to keep up, and they're automating the early stages of an attack to find weaknesses in your organization at a massive scale. So, the crucial point here is that for security teams, this has quickly become an arms race. Using AI isn't some nice-to-have thing anymore. It's an absolute necessity just to keep pace with an enemy who is also leveling up their tools. All right, so all of this brings us to the real answer. It brings us to a practical way of thinking about this new world. It's not about replacement, it's about integration. So let's just be blunt about it. AI doesn't replace the discipline of cybersecurity. No way. It replaces the tedious, repetitive busywork inside of it. It makes good teams even better. But it can also shine a really bright, uncomfortable light on your broken processes. And at the end of the day, a human is still on the hook for the outcome. The winning playbook here is a feedback loop. It's simple. You let the AI handle the grunt work, the summaries, the data collection. Then you have humans make the critical calls based on that info. You automate the stuff you're really confident about. And then, and this is key, you use all those insights to get smarter and stronger for the next time around. But, and this is a big but, as we adopt these incredibly powerful tools, we have to be so careful about the new risks they bring. Models can hallucinate facts and sound completely confident while doing it. Sensitive data can get leaked into prompts. And maybe most scary of all, attackers will absolutely try to trick and manipulate the AI itself. So, can AI replace cybersecurity? The final answer is no. It replaces the exhausting, repetitive tasks, but it cannot and it will not replace the accountability, the judgment, and the leadership that actually define the entire discipline. The big takeaway for anyone in this field is this: lean into the skills that are uniquely human, the stuff AI just can't touch. We're talking about big picture systems thinking, leading people under extreme pressure, and having the hard-won experience to know when a tiny, weird signal actually means you're about to have a very, very bad day. Look, this technology is fundamentally changing the job. The work isn't going away, it's mutating. The tasks of today might be automated tomorrow, sure, but new, even more complex challenges are going to rise up to take their place. Which leaves a final question, a personal one, for all of us to think about. Are you ready for what's next?